Welcome back to Vrule. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so that way you could be up to date on all things Pokemon market, going currently in the modern and looking back on some of the classics. Today we're going to look at our Market Monday and see what's trending up. Let's take a look. Hopping over to what I use as my baseline for investigating prices and current market, TCG Player. It's just a great way to go. And actually we're going to bring this back to 151. That's not that far gone, but there's quite a few sets that have come out since then. I mean, think it through here. 151 feels like it was just a few months ago. We had Paradox Rift, Palladian Fates, Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade, and we already have 2 more sets announced. That's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy how fast it goes. The mini tin display, not always the easiest thing to find when you're going to make your orders early on. These sell out very quickly. You can find mini tins, you can complete a display fully, but having a sealed display is not always the easiest to come across. Local game store might be the way to go. Pokemon does a good job of getting these out, but they do dry up pretty quick, and I don't think these come out in reprints very often. The trend is up. My goodness, over the past 6 months, we've got this nice shoot up to the top over that 185, almost 185, and now we're floating around 180. It might level out right there. I think that's reasonable, and when you think about it, that's 20 packs at coming up to close to $200. That's pretty expensive. So you're getting all the extras of the coins, the little card, the fact that they all lay out and look nice, and that's great. I was able to pick up one of these, so I keep that in my sealed collection. Wasn't worth opening to me at the time, but to be able to have picked it up for $80, and now it's worth $185-ish, depending on your listing. $185 is our lowest right now, $185.99. So $186 is the lowest listing right now. My goodness, that's pretty good return there. The Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box from 151. Very good box to get. If you have the option to get a Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box, these sell out eventually. They used to sell out instantly. Now they take a little bit of time. They might do a restock when the print actually runs, and then that's it. They're done with them. So I was very fortunate to pick these up at the time. I kind of saw this set coming and thought this is going to be a good one to go after, so I got 4 of these. I went for the max you could do, which was 4. That trend is just shooting up. $95 and working our way all the way up to this 120 range. And it looks like that's recent sales for the most part. 110 for 2, 122, 123, 23, 125, 123. Yeah, pretty much right in that range there. It looks like that's probably what you're going to find. That's going to be a 123 for right there-ish. Yeah, so my gosh, it's going up, and it will continue to climb because they're done. They're not going to be printing any more of those. When you go to the regular ETB, now we might actually see a reprint coming out in the fall, getting in time for the holiday season. We'll have to see. There's going to be a couple sets that'll be pretty new to us by then, so we'll want to keep an eye on it there. So I think we're actually going to see this level out and stay in the 68, maybe come down to $65 range. And we'll probably see that through the summer. Then that reprint will come. We'll get it back down to close to $55 on TCG Player when market price would actually be $50, and then we'll see it trend back up. But if you're willing to hold it, I think this set is really worth holding. Let's go to the last piece I have for this set, the binder collection. I just had to pull this aside because I'm pretty sure this thing retails for $30, and right now you're finding around $45 for 4 packs and a binder. Oh my gosh. So people were cracking these things so much that some sites, they would stack up the binders and sell the loose packs. And the binders they were selling for $4, $5. Ridiculous cheap for a binder. But that means if you're going to put that at a $5 range, you're paying $10 a pack right now, current market value. So if you have it, I would hold this sealed. This may not be worth opening, even with a reprint, because I don't think we're going to see a new binder collection coming out. Evlovinf Skies, Sword and Shield era, big jumps in here. And right now, we saw that big rise with the alt arts, really shooting this up from a $450 box all the way up to that $680 range, and now it's just leveled out, but it's not completely level. It's just trending upward a little bit at a time, It finally tipped over that $700 mark. We're going to be seeing it float around $700, but let's take a look at another, I think, comparable set in quality back from Sun and Moon era from Pokemon here, Unifying Minds booster box. We're just pushing up beyond what we saw with the Evlovinf Skies currently. Evlovinf Skies is much newer, still kind of old in today's standards, but much newer than Unified Minds. And I think these two are going to be trending in the same direction for quite some time. Evlovinf Skies will pass it, for sure. It's going to end up being one that stands out a lot longer. Rayquaza, all the evolutions, you have a lot going on there. So can't be too upset if you're holding Evlovinf Skies. If you're willing to pick it up at that price, it's risky to pick it up at that price, but I don't think you'll lose anything if you keep it sealed for a long period of time. Make sure you can inspect it, have a clean box, good wrap, all of that. You want to be very careful when you're picking up things with that ticket value there. Unbroken Bonds booster box I thought was worth looking at. Just made some significant jumps in the past few months here, going into the $600 range, bumping up to $620. Now we're going to $630 and onward. So I don't know what this gap means here, where it's showing, you know, this end of May into June. Does that mean there were just so few sales it's not enough to show a trend? Is that how TCG Player works? Comment down below if you have a little bit more knowledge on that than I do. But this was an interesting one to see, just kind of making some jumps. Cosmic Eclipse, same kind of concept here. I don't know if there's just not a lot of sales happening. 517 looks like the last of it there, and we're in July. So, yeah, not a lot of people are making the jump on it for what's now nearly $1,000 box. Listed median is put in at $1,400. So, looks like it's getting pretty crazy there. Let's look at a set that people really didn't even like. Steam Siege. If you got this, it was, not Steam Siege. I don't want this. You get it in a collection box. No, it's not even worth opening. Things that aren't worth opening still can grow in value just off of the scarcity and the market. The market will say, you know, it's not a great set. It doesn't have a lot to deliver. But when you do get a hit, it's kind of fun. You know, it's kind of nice set to get a hit on. And it's cool to open something different if you haven't had the chance. So getting something back from the X and Y era, Steam Siege or whatever, is kind of a cool experience, especially if you like to open up packs and have that experience there. But we're at $400 now. $400 a box. It's probably not worth picking up unless you already have it to hold it. That's great. But again, booster boxes are king. They go up over time. They just do. Evlovinf Skies Elite Trainer Box, just doing the set of 2 here, $245 for the set of 2. That is pretty crazy. You're looking at like $125 a box. For an Elite Trainer Box, that's pretty good. Don't think we'll see a restock on these, and actually there's a little slip down just by a few dollars here, but I think we're going to level out there when we get down to it. Fusion Strike Booster Box, this has made some gains over the past few months. A little shoot up that February, March, April, the little skyrocket we all saw with those alt arts taking off, but it's actually leveled out and kind of trickling back up a little bit. So I think we're going to hold here for a little while till we get a little bit more I don't know, nostalgic about Fusion Strike and the fact that Gengar is so cool. Maybe the Mews will go up too. Genesect has some cool artworks in there as well. So 250-ish range there. Similar for Chilling Reign, but actually there's this little downslope. I don't know what's going on with the little downslope there. I don't think it should, to be honest. I think this will easily get back up to be on the upward trend and level out at 250 for a while, and then, like all things like Steam Siege and all of them, we'll see it just go up and up over time. If you got it, hold it. Booster boxes are great to open right when you get them, when they're first released, but if you have it at this point in the game, the TCG, the releases they have, just hold on to it. Big surprise here, seeing Lost Origin shooting up to almost $230, and now it's coming back down under $200. We're going to see this one go up over time too. It's not going to be Evlovinf Skies price or anything like that, but I think that Giratina really carries this set so much so that it's worth holding on to. This may even be worth opening at this point just because of the price and the risk of that pull. You never know, but it's nearly a $400 card, so probably worth the effort to crack some of those packs there. Paldea Evolve, just kind of one of those that we're all looking at a little bit more closely, as Scarlet and Violet is starting to become a little bit of an older series already. I mean, we are super deep into Scarlet and Violet era, so it's amazing how quickly this ages for it. So Paldea Evolve, that Magikarp, that's what's shooting it up. Everybody going after the alt arts and taking a look at that. We're in that 130 range. Last one I picked up of these wasn't that long ago. I picked it up in May, and it was like 105. So I guess I got lucky on my pricing there. I wanted to take a look at 2 more here, and this is kind of important. Scarlet and Violet base. All right, nobody likes this. Super cheap, easy to finish. I just did a video on this last week about how easy it was to finish the set in singles, and I still stand by that. But if you're going to pick them up, now's the time. Pick them up, whether you want to open it or, more importantly, keep it sealed. And here's my leverage to explaining this. It's not worth it right now. It's not a great set. Nobody wants it. Yeah, Sword and Shield booster box. The base set was not worth it at one time, and now we're looking at $350. Okay, as a listed here. 300 is the market price. 390 is the median. So take it with a grain of salt. But if you can pick up for under 100 and then just look at it in 2-3 years, you might be seeing something like that. So it's worth a look. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for sticking around and being a part of the channel. Peace.